Hello everyone, my name is Jamila and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to be doing a series of the sun in all the houses, so ranging from the first house into the 12th house. So feel free to look at my other videos, at my other contents in regards to synastry and just natal positions in astrology. But first and foremost, I want to start off by talking about an introduction to the sun and synastry. So in astrology, the sun shines its light on the house it occupies. But we must be mindful that whilst the sun can energize and enlighten, it also has the power to cause harm. So for example, just like how plants can thrive under direct sunlight, not all will flourish, some will wither and die, So for an example, a cactus plant will thrive in direct sunlight, whilst a spider plant will not do well in direct sunlight. It will literally shrivel up. So my point here is to take into consideration that there are both positives and negatives when it comes to, the sun and where it's positioned in a house in synastry. So like with most things, there's an opposite and then there's also a balance that needs to be harnessed when it comes to the sun's energy and its effectiveness. All right. So each house in astrology represents a different facet, of life. And of life. And the sun's impact can widely it can impact us depending on its placement, and what house it is positioned in regards to synastry. But most importantly, as I'm sure you may, or maybe you aren't, or you are aware, that when it comes to looking at an individual's synastry, first and foremost, we have to look at the individual's chart to gain a deeper, in-depth understanding of how this will play out, because everyone's situation will play out differently, even if there are similarities in regards to synastry, because no one's chart is the same. Even for twins and triplets, it's going to be different. Okay, seconds, minutes, it all makes a difference. Okay, so anyway, so to give you an example, for instance, now say the sun is in the first house in synastry. This can illuminate one's identity and self-expression, fostering confidence and personal growth. However, it can also lead to an overemphasis on the ego, because the sun is the self, the sun is ego. So this can have an emphasis on, again, the ego and someone's self-importance, So, with that example, with it being in the first house, it can be a case of the sun being self-absorbed, being selfish, Whilst on the other spectrum of it, it can be someone boosting someone's ego, because we all have an ego, but some of us, we have an ego that sometimes it is non-existent, and we all need to have a certain level of a healthy ego. But anyway, now in the 7th house, the sun can bring warmth and vitality to partnerships and relationships, because this is the 7th house. It's ruled by Libra, Venus. So with this dynamic in the 7th house, it encourages mutual understanding and cooperation, meeting in the middle, because that's balance, that's the 7th house. But yet it may also introduce power struggles or an imbalance of attention between two partners. Okay, sorry, between partners, shouldn't say two partners. Anyway, likewise in the 10th house, the sun can energize one's career. It boosts. Okay, but like I said, it can also be an indication of finish off first. Like I said, it can boost one's career, the public image, the driving ambition and success. But on the other hand of it, it can also lead to workaholic tendencies, a relentless pursuit of status at the expense of one's personal well-being, of the other, because this is synastry, so it's the interaction of the other. And then, so my point here is that by being aware of these dynamics, it can help us to navigate the interplay of energies in the astrological charts. So, just like with all things, it's just understanding the dual nature of the sun's influence, and it allows, us to maximize its benefits, but also mitigating the potential drawbacks. So looking at the pros and the cons, the negatives and positives, or, because there's always a shadow side to each house and where one planet is, but we're talking about the sun. So we're embracing both the light and the shadow aspects of the sun placements. So it can lead potentially to a more holistic and fulfilling experience. So with you understanding this introductory to how it can play out, so you understand that with all the 12 houses from the 1st to the 12th, there are positive and there are negative. So things won't always play out in the most beautiful or in the most amazing dynamic. It all depends on what's going on with your chart and how you and another individual's charts interact. But without further ado, let me jump in to the sun and the position of the house I'm talking to for this audio. All right, so the sun synastry first house is a very fascinating aspect in astrology, as this highlights the significant impact of one person's sun when it falls into the first house of another person's natal chart. And the reason why this got so much significance is because this is their ascendant house. This is the rising house. So often than not, when you have someone's sun that is the same sign as your rising, there's a sense of familiarity there. There is a strong initial attraction. And this can also play out as well if someone's moon as well, or Venus, even Mars falls into someone's first house. So for example, if you are a Leo rising and and the person is a sun in Leo, depending on the degree of it, this most definitely will fall into your first house. So in a way, there's like a sense of mirroring, because the sun expresses themselves, not even expresses themselves, sorry, the way they go about things on a day-to-day basis and the way they act on a core level, because the sun is the ego and is the sense, is the self, is the physical body. When someone falls into this first person's house, there's like a familiarity, like I mentioned, there's a sense of attraction, because you see them and they see you, because there's that familiarity. Okay, now the person whose sun is in the first house of the other provides a sense of vitality and confidence to the house person, and it encourages them to express themselves more freely and enthusiastically. So often than not, if you're an individual that's quite shy and quite reserved, and then someone's sun comes into your first house, you have this new it's like you're being regenerated. You have this boost and you feel bold, you feel confident. Like this is an individual where if the sun, it kind of reminds me of Uranus being in the first house, so someone's in someone's house, where you feel on top of the world when you're around this person. But also with this interaction, you have to be careful, because this person can get you in trouble, because you might feel overconfident, like you might become way too full of yourself. So you have to be careful with this as well. But you will in no doubt become confident within yourself, okay? Because you will feel validated, because you will feel this person will find you so alluring, so attractive, and they will tell you that you're beautiful. And maybe you didn't feel beautiful, maybe you didn't feel attractive, but being around this person, you are. And maybe you're someone that's quite lazy, maybe you're someone that's quite, say for example, you're a Taurus rising, and then someone's sun comes into your first house, a sun Taurus, you may find yourself being more assertive, being more bold, wanting to go out with this person. But I also want to mention though is that this synastry aspect can lead to a dynamic and a energetic connection where the sun person's personality and identity are prominently showcased, and they're appreciated by the first house person. They may feel inspired and they feel motivated by each other, and it results in a mutual empowering relationship. Like you guys will feel powerful, like that emperor and empress. You'll feel like the boss. You just feel more regenerate. You just feel really oomph. You have that push, and this placement can often signify like a sense of destiny or purpose in the meeting. It feels fainted. So you guys may play a significant role, in each other's lives with this interaction. But you also need to keep in mind that, because this is the first house, there could be some challenges as well. So, for example, the sun person's strong presence can sometimes overshadow the first house person. So they may feel like they're being overpowered, swallowed, and this can lead to feelings of feeling dominated or just feeling overwhelmed, especially if this is a case of someone being like a water sign, maybe like a Pisces or something, or like a Cancer. A Scorpio may not mind because Scorpios are also ruled by Mars, and this is the first house, so it all just depends. But open communication and mutual respect are crucial to maintain the balance and the harmony in the relationship in the first house. Okay, but this can be a very powerful and transformative experience because it can bring warmth and vitality and a sense of purpose to the connection. Like you guys have like a mission of some sort to complete. But you guys will be very playful, very enthusiastic. But there'll be a lot of attraction. Like you'll feel blown away. All right, very blown away. But like I said, with this as well, with it being the sun, because the sun can burn you, So on the flip side of it, the sun person may be a Debbie Downer. They may try and put you down, They may say things like you're not attractive, They may judge you for your body. If you're someone that is that is maybe you're someone that struggled with your weight, and then this person comes in and they make comments or insensitive comments about your weight, trying to dominate you, trying to control your life because this is a first house, and this could also be someone that tries to tell you what to do, oh, you need to lose weight, go to the gym, and just overpower you and just, what I mean? So it all depends. It all depends. But if we have Mars as well involved, this could be a very physical relationship, very intimate. You guys could jump off from the get-go and become very intimate very quickly. But this could also fizzle out very quickly too, because this is the first house and it is a cardinal house. So it could start and not really potentially go anywhere, depending on what else is going on. If you've got Saturn in there, that could help. Even 10th house in there, that could help as well. Or even some fixed energy, that would help as well. But anyway, guys, this is my, short perspective on the sun in the first house. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and take care, and all the best. Bye.